Yeah, yeah.
In a world where trust is hard to find, Solana ID brings you peace of mind. Your digital life secure and free, a place where privacy meets integrity. Oh. In a world where shadows used to reign, Solana ID brings clarity again. You know your digital self in control, the privacy that you were on a roll. Oh, with Solana ID you were in control. From the blockchain to the web we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your soul ID your reputation grows. Let's go once more. With Solana ID you are in control. From the blockchain to the web we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your soul ID as your reputation grows. In a world where trust is hard to find, Solana ID brings you peace of mind. Your digital life secure and free, a place where privacy meets integrity. Oh. In a world where shadows used to reign, Solana ID brings clarity again. You know your digital self in control, the privacy that you were on a roll. Oh. With Solana ID you were in control. From the blockchain to the web we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your soul ID your reputation grows. Let's go once more. With Solana ID you are in control. From the blockchain to the web we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your soul ID as your reputation grows. In a world where trust is hard to find, Solana ID brings you peace of mind. Your digital life secure and free, a place where privacy meets integrity. Oh. In a world where shadows used to reign, Solana ID brings clarity again. You know your digital self in control, the privacy that you were on a roll. Oh. With Solana ID you are in control. From the blockchain to the web we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your soul ID your reputation grows. Let's go once more. With Solana ID you are in control. From the blockchain to the web we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your soul ID as your reputation grows. In a world where trust is hard to find, Solana ID brings you peace of mind. Your digital life secure and free, a place where privacy meets integrity. Oh. In a world where shadows used to reign, Solana ID brings clarity again. You know your digital self in control, the privacy that you were on a roll. Oh. With Solana ID you are in control. From the blockchain to the web we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your soul ID your reputation grows. Let's go once more. With Solana ID you are in control. From the blockchain to the web we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your soul ID as your reputation reputation grow.
And with that being said, welcome to Solid Talk. I hope you guys enjoy our little intro music. Actually, whenever I hear it on a Saturday, on any given Saturday, I'm like, welcome home, comfy. We've been doing this since more than 57 weeks now. This is the 58th week of Solid Yapping here on YouTube, on Twitter, on the Solana Identity account, together with my co-host, co-founder, best friend, and whatever else, Pierre. Welcome to Solid Talk, Pierre. How are you doing? You all right?
I'm surviving. I was shocked when I woke up. I was literally shocked. I was like,
I know.
"What is that? A screenshot from 3-4 weeks ago? What's going on here?"
The thing is, like, I slept and I woke up at like 3 a.m. or something, but like barely. I don't know why. And I just tapped on my phone, and on my phone I have obviously a wonderful background, but I also have these. I have the prices,
widgets.
Right?
Yeah,
the widgets here, right? So it says Sol price and BTC price, and I just saw the number. I saw 185, and when I went to back, it was like 210. So I looked at the widget and I like half asleep. And I'm like, oh yeah, fuck this, and I just went back to sleep. and
so you woke up at 3 a.m. and you just bought the dip. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
I didn't do anything. I was like, I'm gonna go straight back into my dear Lulu land, because I don't know what just happened here, and I don't give a shit. Let me sleep, wake up, and then assess the situation. So yeah, I mean, this is the intro. It is a bit of a emergency live stream because markets went significantly down last night, and everyone who's listening to right now is probably in a similar situation. And you ask yourself, well, what the fuck? Like, what happened? What's going on? What's happening next? That's the most important question. And I think we can talk a little bit about these things as well, because Solana ID is doing Solid Talks to talk about crypto, right? We want to talk about the Solana ecosystem, about what's going on, and if price is down, there's, it has an effect, and we need to talk about it. But Solid Talks are also for Solana ID. So I think it's a perfect moment to just zoom out again and talk about, what we're building here and why we're here, and why we don't really give too many shits about the 20% price drop on a random Friday, because we've been here for a while now and we've seen it all. And I'm not really. That's why I think we're shocked, but we're also quite calm still, because it happened before and it's going to happen again.
But never in this scale, no.
Not really. We're going to talk about it a little bit, but still, my argument, my point remains valid. Builders going to build. The tech is not changing. Like, we're still here for the same reasons we've been here before. Solana is going to replace a lot of internet kind of infrastructure in the long term. A lot of things are going to be built on Solana, and when you look back 12 months, the ecosystem has been looking very different than right now. Many more consumer apps live that actually have tractions, stables, RWAs, perp dexes. I mean, that's a bit of a delicate topic now after this drop. I think they probably got it. They took a hit, but still, all these use cases are more used than a year ago, and next year is going to be the same. There's going to be more happening on Solana. We're making more revenue than ever Solana wide. We just survived one of the most traffic on Solana last night. And we're still here. Like, Solana didn't break down. There was no outage, right? There was no. You remember these times when Solana actually went down? Like, there were times when the blockchain was just halted. But not today. Even after this immense traffic that went through it, nothing really broke. The only thing that broke was centralized exchanges, or decentralized exchanges like Hyperliquid. They also kind of took some hits. I don't know if you checked the charts on Hyperliquid, Pierre, but Solana was actually trading at $130 on Hyperliquid.
What?
So there's some arbitrage, there's some inefficiencies on some of these exchanges that leads to big price difference to the actual market price, because liquidity is so fragmented these days and still too thin to cope with these huge movements. Like, some systems definitely broke a little bit. Like, there needs to be a lot unpacked when it comes to perp dexes and so on right now.
But wait, sorry, I have to interrupt you here. I'm not an expert with that kind of stuff. That means some people were able to buy Sol at 130.
Yeah, you could I can share the Hyperliquid chart, but you can literally, the wick went down to $130. We don't know really how. I wasn't there. I was sleeping. I don't know how deep it dropped and then how quick it recovered. It might have been just a like in 2-second thing, but it happened, and there can be some arbitrage there. If you, I mean, I don't know who set the limit order at $140. That pretty much like you have to be very bearish to be like, okay, I think Solana is going to hit 140 in the next 3 weeks and set a limit order there. That order might have been filled now, so congrats to you if you did that. I don't think a lot of people did though. What happened a lot was just mass liquidations. I think that's one of the big things we can talk about today, like how that looked like, and maybe how to navigate these waters a bit more safely. So yeah, we're going to look into all of that. But first of all, let's welcome on stage as well our dear friend Benny. How's it going, Benny?
GM.
I'm muted. My bad. Yeah. I'm doing well. A little sick right now, but feeling good. Yesterday was a little crazy, but here we are.
It's good to have you. Thanks for still hopping on. So drop a W for Benny for showing up, even though he just went on what felt like 48-hour journey. I haven't heard from him since like 1-2 days because he flew back from Singapore to US, which is a horrible trip. First flight got canceled, 3 hours stuck in the airplane on the field. It didn't really sound great, and then being sick at the same time. So, if you think life's shitty right now, Benny's life was shitty the past 2 days. So that's great. But yeah, good that you're here. I hope you're feeling better-ish, at least good enough to be here with us. Did you kind of see what went literally down, or were you on an airplane, or just sleeping, or just not looking at anything because you were sick?
No, I saw it. I saw it right when it happened. So I don't have widgets or anything, but just out of compulsion, I always check my trading view on my phone whenever I have a moment. And I remember I checked and I was scrolling and I saw Jupe down like 35% or something like that. And it was, and then I went to the Sol chart and it was still going down at that time. I'm not an active trader. I did consider opening up some positions, but I've learned my lesson trying to catch a falling dagger.
Fair point. It is, I mean, we're going to look into it now. Before we do, let's yap a little bit about what's going on. So we are back in our bases, basically. So Pierre's locked in on his little island somewhere in what ocean is that actually? Pacific Ocean? I have no idea.
I think the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, he's locked in
the Philippine Sea.
Yeah, in the Philippine Sea. I'm back in the Balkans, also back locked in, and Benny's also back in his base, as you can see from his standard background. Somewhere there must be the dog roaming around. Where's Chester?
He's on the other side of the door right now. He's getting a little rowdy these days, so trying to lock in during the solid talk.
He's horny or what?
That wasn't exactly what I meant, but maybe who knows? I try not to go into those topics with him.
Okay, well, you have to do some education at some point, just to Can he make children, or he's good? He's like
no, he's neutered. Right off the bat, adopted. You gotta they make you.
Yeah, actually, weird thing, right? Like poor dogs, they always get their balls taken away. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think you look at a lot of the adoption agencies or like the Humane Society, they're always overstocked with dogs. So I think it's a good thing. And then also personally, I've seen some dogs with just some absolutely huge nuts. So I personally wouldn't want those dangling off my dog. But to each their own, whatever they prefer.
Pierre, can we make a shot out of this? There would be a great Instagram reel.
Actually, my dog also got the, I don't know, how do you call this in English? Castration is the German word. I don't know what's the English word.
Castration, Benny. Castration.
It sounds like castrated, but neutered is like, I guess, the more civilized way of saying it.
Okay. Yeah, we use the straightforward thing in German.
Bro, he called us uncivilized. But that's fine.
No, that's what we call it, castration. You go to the vet and say, cut the balls off.
Yeah. Anyway, that's not the time and place to talk about these topics. We're at Solid Talk. We're talking about Solid, Solami. We're talking about crypto. We're talking about protocol updates at Solidity level. So we have a packed agenda today. We're going to talk a little bit about the markets. We're going to take a look at the charts. We have to. It's going to look spicy. We're going to talk a little bit about the token that we also have, which is solid. We're also going to talk a little bit about company updates because we are launching a new product, which is actually potentially the biggest one we've ever launched. I would say we've been working on this since a while now, and it's a game changer for the marketing industry, not only on Solana, but I think for the internet, if you think about the concept behind it. We're talking about some perks because Solana is about personal perks on chain. So we're going to talk about the perk of the week from last week, and we're going to talk about some PIP perks in progress, a new format I want to cover more. So we're going to do the PIP section as well. We're going to do some giveaways as well, as always, and we're going to allow you to get your participation NFT for, well, participating Solid Talk. That's on the agenda. Where shall we begin? Pierre, you're the main host of this Solid Talk. Give us the next step. What are we talking about?
I just saw your comment on the agenda today. You really didn't get the joke of Octover. Oh my god! And I was thinking I'm the one who's slow sometimes.
I thought it was a typo.
Okay, so I mean, it's not mine. It's not my invention. I saw it on a timeline. I thought would be nice to, pick it up.
I saw like a lot of...
There's also October.
That also makes sense. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. We're going to talk about all of that right now. Is that the section we should dive into first?
Yeah, let's dive into the charts. Let's take a look.
Alrighty, then let me pull up my screen real quick. Let's make sure we're all here. We're all here. That looks good. Then let's take a little glance at it. Actually, funny enough, zooming out of here, it doesn't look that bad because if I get rid of all this mess here on my chart, sure, this looks bad. Like, this is a fucking huge candle. I agree. But A, we're still up, right? B, we're still making higher lows, if that's the low, right? So we need to hold the $155 at least to make higher lows here and to not have some sort of trend reversal signals. We have a huge red candle in terms of volume here. So there was like definitely a lot of volume coming through last night. If you compare this, we never really had such a big red candle on the volume charts. The last one we had on that level was probably here on the 19th of January, which wasn't even a huge pull down here. But in terms of volumes, yeah, that was definitely crazy. That's why the candle is so big in such a short time frame. But still, again, higher lows. We made higher highs as well. We're still in this uptrend, and you can see it here. If I put all my clutter on the chart again, you see that neat yellow dotted line down here on my chart, which has so far 1, 2, and now potentially 3 touch points already. And it is the trend line that started basically with the 6th of April low, and then we have another one on the 22nd of June, and now we are in October, and we are approaching this line. We might already, because there's a lot of resistance in the level where we are right now. You can see it in the volume chart. There's like a pretty kind of a spiked volume in that area here. And then if you zoom in a little bit, there's also quite some resistance when it comes to just structural technical analysis, because I have this fib level here, which is the level between the 2nd of August low, $155, and then the high we made of $250. And between these two lines, I'm tracking a wave 1 here in green, wave 1, and then we pulled back in a wave 2 now in a still healthy. Actually, we touched it probably perfectly. I don't know why that always works, but yeah, we touched it perfectly. But the last resort fib level for wave 2, which is down here at 786. So still all valid. Nothing, it is surprising, obviously, if you look at the fucking price at night and you're like, how did we just drop $30? But then you reassess a little bit. You sit down, you look at the chart, and you're like, actually, everything is still intact. So when I posted earlier today and I said, hey, there's no sign that we have topped. There's no sign that the bear market has started. There's just literally no sign yet. That's all I can say. What would be a first sign if we make lower lows here, and if we break some of these strong resistances around $155, $127 as last resort, then we can talk about the bear. Okay. Right now, I see it as almost like a black swan kind of out of the order event, because what really happened was a combination of a few things. The tariff shit is just a reason we're slapping onto this downtrend, because people always want to know why did it go down. This whole nuke here is not just because Trump decided to slap 100% tariffs on China. This was maybe the initiation, but there has been a lot of bearish tariff news, and we've never seen such a big sell-off. So I think if you want to find a reason, then take it. But I don't think it's the main reason why we flashed so low. I think it's just structural issues with exchanges. We can probably not the place to talk about this here, but there have been some mechanics on the centralized exchange level that just lead to these cascading liquidations, especially right now. So all we needed was probably a little bit of a fire starter, which might be the tariff thing. But then after that, we just got nuked. And if we take a next look here at the liquidation levels for Sol, so let's just take Sol symbol here, and you can see that we actually grabbed all the liquidity from down there that we had to grab really to bring us back on the path up. So this is ridiculous. Like I did not see that coming, but it was here on the chart. Like we knew that here's like billions of dollars, 5 billion, 4 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion. There's like billions of dollars of open longs basically. And usually what the market does, it chases liquidation levels to take people out, over leverage traders, and then just nuke back into the other direction at some point, right? So now the chart looks very different. This is the monthly chart of liquidation levels, and now we have a lot of built-up liquidity up top at $250, at $240. So in a reasonable, that's one reasonable indicator that tells me that we should be on our way at some point again to grab that liquidity upstairs, right? So that is just my take on it. And from a fib level, that's the second indicator. We also should turn around here at some point to make potentially this third wave in green, to complete this fifth wave in yellow, which is still intact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're still in that fifth wave in yellow. And we're also still in this macro wave here, the third wave, which is basically since the April low, right? April wave 1, April brought us to a June wave 2. And then since then, we're in this diagonal wave 3 structure that has yet to be seen. So all that stuff, like I said initially, is not invalidated yet, right? So that's a little bit of my reading. I could keep yapping about all that shit for another 10 minutes, but I'll pause here. I think that's enough to kind of understand a little bit or do like some sort of aftermath analysis here. Maybe the last thing we can look at, which is probably also interesting for you guys, Benny and Pierre. Not sure if you have this on your radar, but I was checking the moving average. I think it's the 350 moving average here. SMA on the Bitcoin chart. And I've been tracking this since, all the way back to 23, where we first touched on this. This is 2023. Then we touched that line again in 2024 August. We touched it again in September 24. We touched it again this year in April, and then we've been going up. And it was like, is this like, are we gonna see the new all-time high here? Or are we gonna chase another touch point of this line? And we're almost hit it. I think this can be considered as a touch of this moving average again. So we just we're back here, and usually what happened after, historically, is going up, right? So yeah, just another indicator that tells me, hey, it might not be over yet. Okay, so if you're afraid right now, if you're scared of this market, just keep believing a little bit. Don't rush into shit right now. But I think a lot of people would start accumulating at least spot positions again now at these price levels. Like I know a bunch of people with big bags that are like, okay, sub $200, I'm buying, right? And if I know a bunch of people, you guys probably know a bunch of people, and these people know a bunch of people, there's buying pressure and demand for Solana at these price levels. Oh, sorry. I hope you, sometimes if my mic slides down, you need to warn me, because I have it here. So that's a little bit of the market reading. You guys feel comfy with that analysis? Any red flags? Are you scared we're in the bear yet? Or Benny, what's your gut telling you?
Well, I had a feeling that my $200 position was being hunted by market makers, and they were successful. I was prey. I think a lot of the times when we see dips like this, and you kind of touched on this, I see a lot of people on the timeline asking why, like what's going on in the market, if there's a reason behind it. And obviously there's the Trump tariffs that got announced yesterday, but the dip that we saw seemed a lot more dramatic than necessary. And I saw other people with some opinions that possibly there's some exchange problems. There's maybe some holding companies that got went bankrupt or had to liquidate their positions, whatever it may be. So I'm more curious on your end. When you see movements like this on the chart, are you someone that kind of looks at like the fundamental analysis where you're looking for more reasons in the market, or purely focused on TA, which kind of has that perspective that the chart encapsulates everything? Doesn't really matter what the conversations are on Twitter or anything. Everything is essentially communicated through TA or through the chart price movement.
Yeah, I think just TA is always pricing in already a lot of the future potential movements that are coming. Because if you just, especially Elliott wave and kind of which is market behavior, trading psychology, that's what Elliott wave theory really is based on. It's not just some random numbers on the chart. It is just psychological levels where we see demand to buy or pressure to sell. And if you just follow that, usually it leads to these outlooks. So like I showed in the chart, like the fib level was perfectly hit down there. So it was almost like if we would have followed that TA initially, that's a thesis. There might have been traders that have favored that scenario. I was favoring the upside, but that was my fault. It was just me putting wrong predictions or wrong chances to the scenario, right? If you had put an 80% chance to the downside, that would have been a great trade. You would have basically chased that last fib for the wave 2, and you were basically waiting for the reason to go down, which was whatever we were saying now, tariffs, exchange problems, whatever, right? But it's almost like TA is forward looking and almost like predicting the markets and real world events, which is a bit creepy, but that is a little bit how it historically has worked out, right? So for traders, I think all you have to do is play with these chances a little bit. As soon as one scenario gets invalidated, your prediction switches, right? So as soon as we started dropping a little bit too much from 220 to 215 to 27, the chances for the downside increased, right, for the TA. And then at that point, there were some people, including myself, that were like, okay, maybe I should offload a little bit of Sol and go back into stables, and just de-risk a little bit, because the chances are flipping a little bit here, right?
Yeah.
And then it happened. Then the actual event that these traders that were looking for the lower prices were looking for, that event happened.
So follow-up question and last one. I saw someone mentioning that there was a trader that shorted Bitcoin like 30 minutes before the movement, made like 180 million, something like that. Obviously, a lot of people are calling insider trading or market manipulation. Are you on that side of the discussion, or do you believe that maybe it's just some crack TA trader that knew what they're doing?
Trump's son. What?
Yeah, Baron actually made a. I mean, if it's true, right? Like if the tweets are true, I haven't looked into it, but like Baron made a big bag on a short from 122k Bitcoin down to 102 or some shit. I think there's definitely insider trading because we're humans, right? Like, put yourself in these positions. Like, if you know something is gonna come, you're gonna be like, might as well lock with my wallet into this platform.
100 mil's 100 mil.
Exactly. So, and it's especially the Trump family.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Gotta do what you gotta do, brother.
If your dad is the motherfucking president of the United States,
it's just
you gotta do it.
In a perfect world, sure, we would all behave super fair to each other, but it's just not happening. Like, there's literally people killing each other because of stupid lines on the map. Like, we're humans, right? Like, we're always gonna do what's best for us eventually, unfortunately. So we can try to be decent humans ourselves, right, and not fuck anyone over. But if you have these huge opportunities, especially in crypto, where you don't feel the other person's pain, literally don't feel it. It's like somewhere in the world, someone loses money, I don't give a shit. If that's your mindset, which is probably the Trump mindset, then you're gonna do that. And if I know that that the Trump account is gonna post some huge ass tariff fuck ups tomorrow at 12 p.m., I mean, I might take a shot, right? Like, it's.
What if he's actually the one handling the account? He's the intern.
Yeah, yeah.
He opens the short and then he goes to Twitter. It's like, Tariffs on China.
Yeah. I mean, we're laughing, but it might be true, right? Like, there's a fair chance that this actually is the case. So, yeah, there's so to answer the question, yes, pretty sure there's insider trading, especially in crypto, between exchanges, market makers, political figures. There's gonna be people in these circles that don't know, that know what they're doing, and they do it for the reasons they have. So yeah, we're always going to try to take advantage of these things, especially in crypto. But it doesn't mean that it's not, the game is not rigged. Like, you can still, you just need to play by these rules. That's a rule in the rule set. There's one rule that says if someone has some information asymmetry, they'll fuck you over. So you just need to be prepared that this shit can happen. But we're not going to zero, right? It's just a wipeout. It's just a clean slate kind of movement. So especially for people that just trade spot, nothing happened. It's like, because fundamentals are the same, Solana's still there, all the builders are still building, no one gives a shit. That red candle that we see 1 year from now, earlier than that, you're going to see that red candle on the chart, and you're like, I don't even know what happened back then. I don't remember what it was, but something happened on that red candle, and now we're here. Yeah, so believe in something, keep building, hodl, right? And you're going to be fine. One caveat here: yes, you may take profits when market is very hot and go all the way up. I'm not saying you need to hodl through all the fucking cycles, right? So if Bitcoin crosses the 50-day SMA, which has been a resistance since ever, which right now sits around $97,000, $100,000, if we cross that with a weekly candle to the downside, we might want to take chips off the table, because that might be the bear. Right? That is a really strong indicator. Like, weekly candle below 50-day simple moving average on Bitcoin chart has always been a bear indicator so far. I don't think that this time is going to be different. We're far away from that. Like, especially the weekly candle close. If there's a wick below 100K, I don't give a shit if it goes up again. But if it's a weekly candle close below that line, I'd be a bit more careful with that. For now, all I'm seeing is opportunity. Right now, all I'm seeing is blood on the street. And if you position yourself right, you might benefit from that. And we're always scared in these moments, but we're also always having FOMO once we're back up again. It's always the same. So right now we're like, maybe it's the bear, maybe we're going down. 1 week from now, maybe 2 weeks from now, we might be already at $210, $220 on Sol, and even higher multiples on altcoins. It can be just next week, like, technically, right? I don't want to be the perma bull that I am, but it is what it is. So once we're up there, you're going to be like, oh shit, I should have maybe made some sort of effort to catch that knife. Yeah, not financial advice. I'm not telling you right now to full port into Solid or Solana. I'm telling you to just be careful for opportunities, watch out for them, and carefully make your own decisions on how to trade these, right? Because again, so far, no top signal, no clear top signal. All indicators are valid still. Yep, so that's my take. GM to everyone who's in the chat as well. We have some people tuning in here. TG is saying sooner or later Solid is programmed to $1. We do have much higher strike prices for Solid than what we have right now. I just texted with a community member on Discord who asked me what's the best way to sell Solid, and I was like, probably no way. It's the best way, because I wouldn't sell right now. No financial advice, but I probably do the opposite in these levels. But if you want to sell, then check out Titan. Actually, Titan Exchange right now has really good rates for buying and selling, even our token, which has low liquidity. But yeah, $1 Solid price goal, not unrealistic. Again, no financial advice. GM to everyone who pulled up here as well. We have Alden there, we have Poodle here, we have JD in the house. Of course, JD's here every single time. We have Cyberbrother, GM Cyberbrother. I just gave you a huge shout out in a Twitter space today with Solflare, with the Guardians, where I used you as an example of how to make it in crypto, because Cyber has been pulling up for a long time without getting paid, and it took a while until we were like, okay, you should be on a retainer. But that's how you do it. You work first, and then you reap the rewards, and that's how you build up your career. Liz is still yours here, GM, my friend. Danica in the house. Trillions around the globe. Stay strong. You got it. Von Schnitzel, repost stream. Pierre, what? Who's that? Von Schnitzel sounds like a German friend. Benny, did you have Schnitzel before in your life? Do you know what that is?
Yeah, like hot dogs and sausages. Those schnitzels. Yeah,
No.
not the
That's
kind
Okay.
Pierre
Schnitzel, bro.
likes. Oh,
We
my
need
bad.
to we need to get this man to Germany. Yes, no.
Pierre's the schnitzel king over here. He knows all about it. Sizes,
He knows all
shapes,
about it.
everything.
Isn't
The
that a hot dog?
sausages. Okay.
Did you just say
We
something
need to get
random
you
to
to
a
Germany
pulpit?
or find you a good place in the US where you can get some good schnitzel.
Okay, comment, please. If someone in the comments could explain to Benny what a schnitzel is, thank you so much. Pierre, 1964 is here as well. GM, my friend. We have Chills in the house. GM Chills, good to have you. Mesh as always. Yanis, live from Greece. Are you in Greece? I guess so. GM Yanis. CG already said hi to him. Who else do we have? Sol Foxy. Guten Morgen. Seems to be another German. I think, yeah, actually, no, it's a German guy. GM as well to Solid Talk. Yanis, I do not know what that means. My Greek, I was just there, but my Greek is not so great. Cool, yeah, North Greece, awesome. I was just on Mykonos, which is actually really beautiful, especially around this time of the year. I actually like it because it's not too hot, but still nice. Awesome. Okay, friends, next up, shall we do giveaway before we dive into next topics? Yeah, that's your call. Be responsible
We
for
can
not
do
doing
that.
the giveaway. Okay, let's go.
I don't want to be responsible for not doing it.
Mesh said breaded meat. No, that's definitely better answer than a sausage. Benny, you had
Yeah,
it before.
for
It's like
sure.
it's a piece of meat that is kind of breaded. So it's it has like a panade. Is that how you say it? Like panade, like around it. Basically, you take a fucking piece of meat, you put it in like eggs and flour.
Corn dog.
No.
If you call schnitzel a corn dog one more time, I'm gonna fucking throw you.
I've been to a wiener schnitzel before. We have those, and I don't know, and they're like famous for their corn dogs. No, I mean it's like some fast food place in America. If it's, I don't know.
Okay, I think you guys just butchered whatever we think schnitzel is.
You know what?
So,
you know what? Tonkatsu ramen.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I'll just leave the meat expertise to you guys, and I'll just take a step back.
But
Yeah,
I think the
basically,
answer-
schnitzel looks similar like tonkatsu. So if you ever tried tonkatsu ramen, then yeah.
Mesh says more like katsu but thinner. that's right. So Benny, we just need to fly you out to Germany at some point and take you to a schnitzel place, and then you shall be accepted.
Actually,
Okay.
there's Oktoberfest right now everywhere. So maybe
Oh.
there's a good place in where you can find Oktoberfest food. I would highly recommend.
I don't know if it's gonna be in
Get some good pork knuckle and some good what else? What else do we have?
Pork
Sausages,
beer.
Sounds very southern the way you said that.
pork knuckle.
Yeah.
Should I say it in German? Wait, what's the Schweinebraten?
Can we do the fucking giveaway?
Let's get off this meat discussion, these wiener schnitzels. I think we can hop into a solid giveaway.
Schnitzel.
Yeah.
That's cute when you say that. I love that.
Here we go. Pierre falling in love once again. So, guys, you know how it works. All you have to do to take part in this giveaway is right now put your hands on the keyboard because it is time to play. What you have to do is put solid in the comment section. I'm going to give you an extra 10 seconds because it took some time for me to explain how this works. But solid in the comment section right now. You just type these 5 letters, SOLID. Then you make sure that you retweet that live stream because we're gonna check, we're gonna find you. Retweet the live stream, follow Solana on X, and post solid in the comment section. So you have half a minute to go to put your ticket into the raffle. We're gonna raffle away 1,500 solid, as we do for our community during this beautiful solid talk. So guys, drop a solid in the comment section. I'll give you another 20 seconds to do so. The timer is running. Solids are flying in. Make sure to retweet. Help us a little bit to get this live stream out there so people know what is happening, because we have some exciting more topics up on the timeline. Okay, guys, we are closing this off in just a moment. So the last raffle tickets will be accepted now. Drop your solid in the comment section. And Pierre, my lucky fairy, please pull up the Twitter. Tell me when you're ready. And I'm going to give you the signal to start scrolling. We're going to pick a random winner from the comment section by just scrolling over it without looking. I'll give you the signal. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Scroll away and stop.
We have Ahmed Rashid. Mr. Ahmed Rashid
Rashid
is the winner.
Ahmed Rashid. Ahmed or Ahmed, you are the winner of today's giveaway. So big congrats to Ahmed or Ahmed for winning 1,500 solid. You made it, man. Congrats. W for Ahmed in the comments, please. And we will need your public key that you can send to Cyberbrother or the Solana ID official X account. Once we got your key, we'll make sure to arrange your payment. 1,500 solid for you, Ahmed. That's going to be quite some money once we hit the $1 mark. So you might want to hold on to that. W. GG. Congrats.
I think my humor is broken, but when I saw the name and when you said Ahmed, I had this saying about the name from Germany in my mind. I don't know if you know it, Simon. Ahmed, lach nicht, sonst hau ich dich mit meinem Schachbrett.
No one said that ever in history. You just came up with that yourself and think it's funny.
I swear. I know this since elementary school.
Of course you do, because back then you came up with it, probably. So yeah, good.
Yeah, I was the one inventing it.
I've heard that
Ahmed.
before. I have heard that before all the time, actually.
Not
Ahmed, all the
we love
time,
you.
every day.
It's a classic out here. Let me tell you.
All right. Congrats,
You
Ahmed.
just hear
You got it.
Okay.
That's all
You
you
don't
hear.
even talk about it.
Company account. Oh, jeez.
Ahmed's like, lol. All right. You got it, man. You got it. That was giveaway number 1 for today. We're going to have at least the participation NFT later, so make sure to stay until the full hour because we're going to give away a beautiful NFT this week. I haven't seen the NFT yet, I think. We have it, right, Pierre? We have an NFT for this week?
Yeah, you have one.
Awesome.
I
We're going to
think-
show
I
it to you
think
guys
so.
in a bit.
Let me check.
Okay. Just making sure we got the raffle, the NFT for the giveaway later, but we're going to show it to you in a bit. Before we do, though, let's move on a little bit. So what we do not have today is further news there's like a few items on my list right now that are still being worked on when it comes to karma season, when it comes to buybacks, when it comes to some of these elemental points of the token. But right now, Solid is trading at 0.0045. We definitely had a smaller drawdown than the rest of the market, which is good. But obviously, the last sell-off from last night also impacted here a little bit our valuation, which is good. It might be a buying opportunity for people that just want to hodl and hold on to bullish, want to hold on to their solids. Because we do have a lot more ready for Solana ID. I think we're right now in a very unique niche with what we're building. If you don't want to gamble only on DeFi protocols and perp dexes and kind of stablecoin related companies, which are a lot of, or privacy, which are narratives right now that are really taking off. You can put us in the privacy bucket as well because we're an identity product, but you can also put us in the adfi, advertisement finance, or marketing fi bucket, whatever you want to call it, because that's really what Solana is doing. And I think right now in Solana, you don't have a lot of exposure to this sector with any other token. So if that's something you think Solana needs, then Solid might be the right pick for you. We are obviously invested in this token ourselves. We're the founders of this company, or we're working on Solana ID, so we cannot give you any buy signals or advice to do so. You have to make up your own mind. All we can do is tell you what's happening on a company level, and that's why we're here today at Solid Talk to talk about the company. So, what are we yapping about, Pierre?
I was just checking on the NFT. Sorry, but we have it. All good.
Awesome.
Yes.
Next up on the
yes,
agenda.
sir. The next on the agenda is the Solana ID portal, Mr. Simon. The Solana ID portal that we have talked quite some times already about. But did
Yeah,
we
we're
ever
touching-
reveal it? Maybe on Figma.
Not. Yeah, we have. I think we have revealed it a little bit from a kind of at a glance, but we every single time when we're in solid talks, we want to go a little bit deeper. We want to dive a little bit deeper into what this actually is and how it works. And well, in a nutshell, the Society portal will help our company to make more revenue. How? Our core business is helping DApps and projects and companies on Solana to acquire more users with more efficiency, more transparently, and while basically tracking the performance of their campaigns, which is something that you can't do with Zelia and Galaxy. You can't do it with KOLs. You can't do it with sponsorships. You cannot do any, targeted and trackable marketing really efficiently if you are a crypto company. Solidity solves that. The Solid portal is going to streamline the process of setting up campaigns. It's going to help apps to track everything that happens on their campaign, from click rates up to conversion rates. You'll have it all right there. And this is how it looks like. So it is not live yet. It is right now still being worked on, but we are making progress, and we want to show you a little bit of that progress. So you're going to have a dashboard. At that dashboard level, you will have your campaigns that will be listed in the dashboard right here. Whenever you start a perk campaign with Solana ID and you're targeting a certain audience and you push it out into our display network, you will see, similar to how Facebook ads helps you to track the ad campaigns with Facebook, you will see your perk campaigns running inside of Solana ID account. As a marketer, as a CMO, as someone working with any project on Solana, you'll have full transparency in here to pause or spin up new campaigns or stop campaigns or just track the performance of them. So on a campaign level, you have it all tracked in here. You can see how many impressions you did through all your campaigns, how many clicks you created on these perk frames, what your click-through rate is, which is basically your views divided by the actual clicks on that perk frame, and the average cost per click. So how much does it cost for you to get a click on your perk, hence traffic to your app? So you can literally see how much are you paying for traffic, which is already a huge accomplishment, I think, for crypto marketing, because you can be much more efficient when you and optimize campaigns when you spin them up. You'll have a wizard where you can create campaigns. So you can spin up a per campaign by giving it a name, Solid Talk A, and you'll have the account balance on your account. So basically, you top up your account with us, and then you can spin up campaigns with this, because Solana ID makes money whenever people click on perk frames. That is how we get our cost per click, which flows back to the protocol and to the person who displays the perk in their front end, which can be the Solana ID in the Solana ID hub, or
I think your microphone is a bit far away, Simon.
Oh, I put it on my shisha. Sorry, it's right here. So I need to keep my shisha at my mouth. You set a campaign budget. So let's say I want to spend $100 per day. You can do a total budget if you want. You can spin it up from, whenever you want to start this thing, really. And you can say, okay, I want to end next week, or you can let it run indefinitely. Time is required. How do we put in the time? I think it would be great if we have maybe even a drop down, but let's say I want to spin it up at 10 a.m. and then the magic happens. You create a perk group and you say, I want Solana ID to decide who I want to target with my perk, or I want to manually target the right people. So let's say we're targeting DEX traders. Let's say that's our target audience. In the meanwhile, our backend, which is still being worked on, is going to calculate already a few things for you. How many people can you reach throughout the display network? How much is the estimation for clicks, and so on. And then you can say, I want wallet badges. I want to target wallet badges. And then you'll be able to use the badge system that we worked on since a while now to say, I want to target risk takers, multi-platform DEX traders, and DEX traders, because these guys are most active on perps, and that is my target audience. While we're clicking these buttons, in future you will see also how it populates your audience estimation and so on. And another magical feature of this whole system, which is one of the most important features of it all, is conversion tracking. So you can actually implement your smart contract program ID from whatever you're doing. So if you're Orca, you can implement your IDL, your smart contract, that will tell us what needs to happen on chain to, for example, open a liquidity pool. And if that's the conversion we want to track, open liquidity pool, then that's what we're going to track from click to actual conversion, i.e. the opening of the liquidity pool. And yeah, you make your way through the whole setup. Let's just use our own domain here for the sake of trying it out. And you set up your perk, which is basically giving the title. You say what you offer, and then you tell us where people will convert. So what do? Let's say we do discounted mint as a perk. We're offering 50% off, and then we just send people to our website and we say claim. And then this is how the perk will be displayed in the display network, and you can spin it up. You put everything in there, and once you hit the button, in future, this will automatically spin up a perk campaign. The perk is going to land in the Solana ID hub. The perk is going to land in the display network soon after you click the trigger button. And yeah, that's basically how it works, guys, in a nutshell. So Benny, I think it's the first time you see it actually live in action. It has been a while that we're tinkering on this. What do you think so far?
I think it looks great. I think, I mean, it makes my job a lot easier, right? We can just send perk partners there and they can set it up themselves. I think that there will be some time of manual review, especially early on, when it comes to like the perk frame text specifically. But I think it makes the whole process a lot smoother. Probably have a few comments that I can, we can talk about later.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, like you said, we've been working on it a long time, so it's great to see things really come to fruition.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Solid Portal is making progress. That's all we wanted to make sure that you know that as a community. We are cooking. It doesn't take a lot longer for us to push this out. So you can expect announcements soon, and you can expect a big portal launch, Solid Talk, in the following weeks, where we're going to double down on that topic, invite a few of our customers to talk a little bit about it, and give us their take on it as well, because the market is the most important thing, really. We need to listen to what our potential customers are saying to this, because those are the guys that use it. Those are the guys that need to use it. We hope we will solve problems for them, and we want to get paid by them. So if you're building anything in this world as an entrepreneur, make sure you're not tinkering for your own sake. Make sure to actually ask the people that you want to charge for money to give you some first-hand feedback. And that's what we're doing these days. And yeah, you'll see more of the portal very soon. And I think it will be grand for Solana ID once this thing is really live, working, battle tested, and just people are spinning up perk campaigns without us even knowing it. The display network has huge reach by that point, and we'll have personal perks in every corner of the Solana ecosystem for y'all. Cool. Now, there was a portal. If you guys have any questions, if you want to know anything in specific, just drop us some comments. We are happy to elaborate a little bit more. But for now, let's move on to the next section. Before we're doing the participation NFT, let's talk about the perk of the week. And I think Pierre and Benny, maybe we can get you guys to talk a little bit about that. I'm referring to the latest perk we launched last week, which is the whitelist spot for E-Lander, which happened, just this week. Benny, you've been working on this, I think, mostly. What can you tell us about your research on that topic, and about your kind of state of mind regarding the project and everything? Full transparent, so you can give us the positives, give us the negatives. What do you think about the perk and the company affiliated with it?
Yeah. So E-Lander is the NFT collection for EnzoFi, which we've actually done a perk with them in the past. I think it was for the priority pass. I went and just took a look at the mint itself and the current price. So the mint did fully sell out. For Solana ID users, it was Snapchat based or snapshot based. because it went through the Magic Eden launchpad. So any holders before a specific date, before the mint, had whitelist access to, I believe it was phase 2, and it was discounted mint from 0.2 to 0.18. Currently, the floor price is sitting around 0.18, so sitting about even. EnzoFi has been around for a while. Not necessarily like a top DeFi protocol when it comes to TVL, but definitely pretty unique. And one of the biggest things about them is that they are cross-chain. So they really help with that fragmentation of liquidity that we see a lot of the time. Access, or the Elander NFT, gives you some special access to their community, but at the end of the day, I think their big focus is creating this DeFi community hub where users can come in, regardless of their experience level within DeFi, and either learn about how to participate or learn about some cool tips and tricks and different LPs that you can participate in. I know they do have an airdrop planned for the future. So some of their APY, for specifically, I think their stable coins, incorporate that expected airdrop and the expected value of it. I think EnzoFi has been around for a good amount of time now, and that always is a good sign when it comes to DeFi protocols. They have a few million in TVL. I'm not the biggest fan of the way that they advertise their API personally, or APY personally, just because we've seen it with all airdrops where collections or tokens can launch at a certain FDV, and then especially day one, you see a lot of a big drop from the airdrop sellers and whatever it may be. So I think the APY on some of those stable coins is a little misleading at times, but overall, I think the mint went really well, and anyone that minted the whitelist with the Solana ID access are sitting even.
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. A little side feature here: you can now stake your Alchemist NFTs and begin accumulating points. So there's some trickle down perks basically from if you have claimed your Solana perk and you made it into the snapshot and you were able to get your hands on these NFTs, then you can expect future perks as well inside the EnzoFi ecosystem, which is, I think, the whole point. What do you think about the artworks, Benny, as a veteran when it comes to NFTs? Obviously, very biased question. Everyone has their own taste. What do you think about them?
Yeah, I think they have a pretty unique approach. I'm going through looking at it now. All the pieces are front facing, which for anyone with that, like, been in the NFT space for a while, a lot of the time it's just a side profile, and generally those perform a lot better. I think the NFTs are pretty unique, remind me of Mad Lads. The attributes are also relatively unique, which again, you look at a lot of other collections, you see a lot of overlap, a lot of kind of copycatting when it comes to attributes specifically. But yeah, not my cup of tea. I'm more of a pixel kind of guy. I really appreciate pixel art in general, but I can see a lot of people, maybe especially if you're interested in anime, this could be your cup of tea for sure.
That's what I thought as well. Yeah, it has a big anime touch. Very different from Monkeys in terms of the design, but much closer to as you said, our friends from Backpack and the Mad Lad collection around that. Awesome. Elander from EnzoFi, guys. There was the perk off last week, and now for the pip section, we do have actually a handful. We have hands full of perks in progress right now. Because we've been tirelessly having conversations with a lot of DApps in the past weeks over a long time, and we're building up a big pipeline of perks to push out. So you can expect a lot of perks going live in the next days and weeks. There's a few I just want to double tap on, just for the sake of mentioning them here and talking a little bit about some projects. So one company that we've been in touch now since a while as well is a vertical that we haven't had so far at all in the perk hub, which is Deepin. Decentralized infrastructure. We haven't really had it. I think we hadn't had any perk from that corner of the ecosystem. And I'm talking about an app called Beamable. Beamable Network is a leader when it comes to gaming infrastructure because they deliver a decentralized backend to solutions for live games. And they're not just yapping about it. They already have 90 plus games that they're serving, over 2 million active users across top tier titles like FIFA Rivals, Star Trek, Pudgy Party, and so on. So they are already integrated with a lot of these apps. I think if you do some DD on them and you look a little bit deeper, it is a pretty sophisticated project, not going to lie. And they have some big opportunities coming up. They have a very limited time and limited circle node sale coming up with a token bonus of their token, which is also going to launch at some point, BNB. And this token bonus will go to some of the node buyers. And obviously, having a node in a DePIN project has, it's an investment as well that should yield some returns if everything goes well. And we will have space in that node sale, which is a node sale that is targeted for, institutions and kind of not really retail. So you can't really get into it if you don't have something like Solana ID that gives you access to the node sale. And additionally to having access to that node sale, you'll also get a discount on the node if you have a Solana ID and if you make it into certain tiers with us. So Beamable is something that I'm actually fairly excited about when it comes up. I had a final conversation with them last week, and so far everything is clear. We just need now to kind of sit down and map out the details for that campaign. And then it will, most likely go live pretty soon, sooner than later. So you'll have access to that node sale. You can participate in it, claim your discount, and you'll also be able, if you make it to get your hands on one of these nodes, you'll also be expecting a token airdrop that is limited to the first 9,000 node buyers. And if you're in that group that we're giving you access to, you'll be part of that 9,000 for sure. So that is a pretty exciting one. When it comes to DePIN and Solana ID, one of the first ones we're going to touch. We're going to touch really. Then we have another one coming up, which is another vertical we haven't had a lot of exposure to, which is RWAs. RWAs, real world assets, are definitely a big narrative right now. A lot of things are being tokenized these days. We're trying to get everything on chain. We want to bring the whole world on chain, really. So we're tokenizing all kinds of shit, not just stocks, but especially private equity vehicles. And that's what Splice Finance is doing. I had some good conversations with Splice last week with the CMO, actually a friend of mine as well, since a while. And Splice Finance has a rewards program that's live now that we will get basically some perks inside the reward program, some special perks for people that go through the Solana ID campaign and make it into certain tiers. And I think Splice has a lot of potential. They have like really good backing. They're just closing their last rounds right now as we speak. And you'll hear more of Splice once we're live with the perk. But I think that's going to be a really good one as well if you want to engage in the ecosystem and farm their rewards and so on. With Solana ID, you just get more of it. And that's what we're about. We're either giving you opportunities that you can't get hands on, like a private node sale, or we're helping you to just get a better user experience with the things you already love. So if you are into RWAs, if you want to get exposure in that market, you can do it with Splice, and you can do it even better with Solana ID because we'll give you access to some special rewards. Details following soon. The last two I want to touch on is Spend with a 3, SP3ND. Spend makes you buy Amazon products with your crypto wallet. Really cool project. You just plug in the Amazon link from whatever you want to buy on the Spend platform, and you can check out with yourself there. And they will handle all the backend money transfers. The delivery is free, and you'll get your Amazon products shipped to your home. And with Solana ID, you'll have some special benefits of doing so. We're right now also plugging into the Spend ecosystem. So another perk that you can expect coming up fairly soon, sooner than later. And the last one I want to touch on is an app that is right now getting really good recognition, not because they have some crazy marketing, no, because they have a fucking good product. And I'm talking about Titan Exchange. If you're doing swaps on Solana, you can do them inside your wallet. You can do them on Jupiter. You can do them directly on the DEX, on Radium. But if you want the best rates, you're going to use an aggregator like Jupe. And if you want the AAA rate, you're going to use a meta aggregator, which aggregates the aggregators. Genius. So that's where Titan comes in. Titan is going to give you the best routes. They always find the best routes through all kinds of routers. They're using DFlow, they're using Jupiter, they have their own router with Titan, which actually outperforms all the other routers 70% of the time. So Titan is definitely a useful product. Totally just retweeted them today as well. So they are, they're making waves by just shipping something that is useful, which is the lowest fees on swaps. And with Solana ID, and if you are in a certain group, in a certain tier, if you make it into their target audience, then you will actually experience the Titan swaps even cheaper and even better, because we might be able to give you access to their VIP program via Solana ID. That's something we're working on, not in the books yet. We had really good conversations when you talked to the team on site in Singapore. So I think, are we comfortable? Are we confident that we can make something work in the short term with them?
Yeah, I think so. I think they've already been doing partnerships with other communities. They already have a built-in perk system. That's usually the biggest pain point that we have with perk partners, is if they don't have some type of incentive program built in, then they need to make it custom for Solana ID campaigns. Because they have something ready, established, they've already been shipping to other communities. It just makes sense to have that overlap with Solana ID, where especially with Solana ID, they can offer those perks, and then maybe even layer on some additional incentives, additional perks for those high tier individuals. I also think long term, Titan is an ideal display partner, right? We've touched on what makes an ideal display partner on a few different solid talks, but specifically with Titan, they're going to be, or they are really the only legitimate competitor to Jupiter. And if they start displaying perks as soon as a user does a swap, whenever a user visits, and they have those in their head, the options of either swapping on Jupe or going to Titan, getting better prices and possibly earning points boosts, fee discounts, whatever it may be. I think it just makes perfect sense for them to go to Titan, and at the same time, Titan can earn additional revenue from the users they're already acquiring.
Hell yeah. If we make that work, that's going to be huge. First things first, we're going to ship a perk, and then we're going to talk about displaying perks right on Titan. I think it's a great idea, and I think they'll also understand the benefit of doing so. Now, we've touched on some of the pips, the perks in progress, and I have one more big topic that I want to touch on, which is related to Drip's question: when Drip wallet connection on app.solana.id. We're working on some further wallet extensions inside of the app right now. Jupe is one of them, and MetaMask is another one. I'm going to touch on MetaMask in a bit, but before we do, Pierre, I would love to take a glance at this week's participation NFT. So shall we pull it up? Shall we show it to our community and make them sign up to it so they can get their hands on it as well? I think it's time for the participation NFT.
Yeah, let me bring it on. Bring it on. There you go.
Yeah. The Solidian
What do you
hero
think is the name
shiny.
that Zig gave it this week?
Oof, bro. Ask me something easier. It looks like Matrix. Matrix Solidian.
No.
What do you call it?
Benny, what do you think? How did Sigmund call this NFT?
Solidian hero close up. I don't know.
That's the worst title ever.
Beaming. He's beaming.
He's beaming. He's beaming through
up.
time.
Yeah.
He beamed himself from Sol at 180 to Sol at 300.
Looks
where
very
he's heading.
beamable.
Hell yeah.
Good one. Okay, that was now with this special NFT on your screens, guys, obviously we need to help you to get it in your wallets. If you are taking part in Solid Talks, you already know the deal. Pierre, what do we do?
What do we do, Mr. Simon? We go to talk.solana.id or scan the QR code, or we go to Zili and then we search for Solana ID if you are not part of the Solana ID quest board yet. And then you will find a quest that is called, what is the name of it actually? Let me check. It's Solid Talk hashtag 58 proof of attendance. And all you have to do is you use this secret code for today, which is Portal, all in capital letters. And you type in your Solana wallet address that you want to use to get this NFT shipped to. And the last part is pretty easy. You like, comment, and retweet the latest post that I've shipped, featuring our handsome Mr. Benny talking about the Solana ID portal and how ridiculous it is that there is no option right now to monetize hundreds of thousands of monthly returning users right now compared to Web 2, where it's completely possible and also very normal to do it.
Hell yeah. All right. So the secret code is Portal. So,
Yeah, this portal.
and I will need a quick. Actually, I can claim it already. Probably claim, and then I need a quick snapshot of this week's NFT for my tweet.
Wait, let me help you. Ah, shit. There you go.
Thank you. Okay, we can go back to the instructions because I want to quote retweet this shit with a nice NFT picture. 11th of October. Here we go.
I appreciate all the loves, Pierre. I noticed you've been posting me quite a bit on the Solana ID Twitter, and it's nice, especially when I get a tag. That's extra special.
This time I made sure to tag you.
Thank you.
He's like, thank finally.
My follower count appreciates it.
Here we go.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But it's actually not me choosing you. I mean, I would love to say it's me, but it's AI. It's actually AI. So the current workflow is after every solid talk I use the StreamYard AI. So they analyze the whole stream and pick some highlights that they think worth mentioning, and then it's like a list of maybe 10 to 15 clips, and I check the ones. I pick 2 to 3, and in the last 3 weeks you were always in there.
AI knows what it's doing, I guess. Damn.
Or it's just you doing and saying important stuff on stream. I mean, I haven't been featured so far, so I guess that explains a lot.
Maybe your wiener explanation and conversation will get a highlight this week.
Let me stop talking about Pierre's wiener. Thank you.
Maybe we can just do a compilation at the end of the year with like the most funniest parts of all solid streams. Just cut together. That would be nice, actually.
If you want to give me my own highlight reel, I won't argue.
Guys,
yeah,
I want to share something.
What is it?
Can you bring up my screen?
I want to see it. Yeah.
I want to give a little shout out to one of our community members here, Drip.
Why is it not working?
You follow this guy. Wait.
Okay.
Drip
just
asked us to show his pinned tweet in his account. So Drip has been pulling up to Solid Talks since ever, one of our core community members here. Huge shout out to Drip, and he will represent Suriname, wherever that is, at the World Taekwondo Championships. And he has
that's a country, bro.
Oh, okay. He has one sponsor slot open for a logo on his competition uniform. So if you want to slap your logo on that uniform, you can reach out to Drip. Actually, it's a cool idea. Depending on how much that costs, you can at least you can tell us. You can let us know what you're looking for. I don't know if Solana ID is able to help you out, but we at least consider it, my man. And the least I can do is feature you here on Solid Talk and give you a little shout out. So if we won't make it on your uniform, I hope you will find someone else to put their logo on a Taekwondo uniform to just have Drip rock your logo at a Taekwondo championship. Really cool, good stuff. Thanks, Drip, for considering and screaming that into the Solid Talk chat here. So yeah, good stuff. It's in South America. Okay, awesome. Good to know. Actually, I thought.
But I was the same. I was the same like you, Simon. When I read that, I was like, what the hell is Suriname? I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Sounds like surname.
Surname, yeah.
Okay, we're so uneducated when it comes to that.
If they do a Solana event there at some point, we will for sure come.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to almost 50 countries in this world, but there are 193 or something. So I still don't know all of them. Sorry for that, but definitely an interesting spot that counts. Suriname in South America. Awesome. Cool. Moving on. moving on the agenda, we have one more big item I want to touch on, which is our upcoming MetaMask collaboration that we've been working on since 5,000 years. But the time is getting closer. There's a lot to arrange here on both our sides, on MetaMask side, on Solana ID side. Benny, if you have to pick one thing, and you can repeat yourself, you might have said it before, one thing that is making you really excited, that is making you really, really, really bullish on this whole collab, what one thing would you pick is making you excited about MetaMask X Solana ID?
I think it's MetaMask's overall approach and their vibes. You know, like they are just as bullish as we are. They see the potential, and they're excited to be sending users to Solana ID and to have their users claim better perks across the ecosystem than they typically would be able to, or that they would be able to without Solana ID. So seeing MetaMask really understand what we're building, especially with how early we are and how big they are, is a great feeling. It's a great sign. But also what they have planned for co-marketing. So we kind of touched on this last week as well, is they showed us some of the co-marketing opportunities that they have in mind, not only between us and them, but also tying in the perk partners as well. And we have a fantastic lineup of perk partners, some top tier blue chip protocols in the ecosystem. Being able to really bring all that together and I guess utilize all that excitement and interest across the board is very bullish. And as growth lead, my goal is to not only grow Solana ID, but to grow it as quickly as possible. And I think that this is a once in a blue moon opportunity to tap into so many different communities, so many different users in such a short amount of time.
Hell yeah. So the reason why we're still talking with them is because we're both aligned on doing it. Like, MetaMask wants to do it, we want to do it. Otherwise, we'd have dropped the conversation a long time ago. But we want to do it right. So MetaMask has pushed us to November to schedule all this in. And until then, we'll be ready on our side for sure with everything. So if you connect your MetaMask wallet going forward, once it's live to your Solana ID, you will have access to some tiers, some tier perks that are normally reserved for tier 1s or tier 2s. So even if you're not in these tiers, and you have MetaMask wallet connected, you will get access to these perks. And let me tell you, these perks are with top tier protocols, and they will be a really good and potentially easy way to make an extra buck just by using Solana ID to interact with these protocols through the MetaMask wallet. So we're connecting a lot of dots here across the ecosystem, top tier protocols on Solana with a top tier wallet on all chains, which is MetaMask, and Solana ID is the centerpiece of it. So that's going to be, as Benny said, huge when it comes to growth for all of us. So we can expect that in November, and we're gonna drop the details once they are basically signed and sealed. We can definitely make a big space. There will be a solid talk in November featuring MetaMask as well, where they will basically stream together with us, and they'll most certainly have someone from their team joining to kind of talk about all this. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. It's going to be awesome. Yep. I hope that answers the question as well that I saw earlier in the chat from, I think it was it, I don't know who it was. Someone asked about the state of MetaMask. Yeah, it was CG. Any news on the Fox? So these are the news on the Fox CG. I hope it helps. Now, with that being covered as well, we actually came to an end of the agenda. I don't have many more items here. Pierre, are we through the core of the conversation here? Did we make it?
Yeah, we made it.
Awesome. I mean, it was a packed agenda, but we still managed to do it in less than one and a half hours, only because we're professional yappers and we can walk you through it easily. Awesome. Cool. Anything else we need to talk about here? Anything on your guys' mind? Anything you wanna address to me, to the community? Anything you need help with? Or are we good to pursue the rest of our weekend?
I think we're good to go. I'll just say we have a very busy month ahead. Simon, me and you probably will set up a call later today to get a game plan together for the rest of the week. I think a lot of progress was made with both of us being in Singapore. We went to a lot of events. We kind of divided and conquered quite a bit. And there's a lot of ongoing conversations that we started there that we need to kind of carry over into the next week. I know perks have been a little bit light in the last month or two. But as you mentioned earlier, we have a lot coming up, a few different verticals that we haven't tapped into. And I think the community is going to be surprised with how quickly everything happens and how much is going to happen at once.
Hell yeah. Awesome. Good closing remarks from our dear friend Benny, who said it very well. The momentum is growing as always. The only way is up, right? Even though markets are down, we're keep shipping our shit because we're not giving up anytime soon here. We have shit to do, guys. So with that being said, let's keep building. We'll see you at the next one. It's time again for Solid Talk number 59. We're getting close to the number 60 here in these weekly live streams, and we're going to have some cool guests coming up as well. I'm working on a few appearances. Most likely next week we're going to have some third-party guests again chiming in here as well. So make sure to tune in to next Solid Talk. Until then, thank you so much for being part of this journey and this community. Make sure to stay locked in. Follow Solanity on X, follow Solanity on YouTube as well, and check out our Instagram channel because, guys, we are everywhere. Enjoy your weekend, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Maybe touch some grass, but also maybe stay locked in. We'll see you at the next one. Stay solid, get solid. Peace out, guys.